Why are my headphones that loud? My headphones are never that loud. Jesus.
How we starting this? A bitch.
I can't believe you would say something like that.
We could be interviewing a guy.
What if one of us is getting a massage?
That's
And
icky.
they go into the massage parlor and they order the Evan Almighty.
No, that's icky.
Yeah, you're right. That's bad.
That's icky. What if it's like a radio show, and they're doing like a it's like a special day or something. The radio show.
What about something with an arc? Something with an arch.
A zoo. We're going to the zoo, and we're like, there's two of every animal. It's weird.
That's
And
good.
at the end, they realize they're on an ark and they're sailing away from Egypt.
Yeah, that's good. There we go. Yeah. Fun day at the
Oh,
zoo.
it's a JoJo Candles and you, and we're at the radio at the zoo.
Radio at the zoo.
It's like a radio zoo tour. We're here live at the zoo.
Yeah.
There's two of these fuckers. Look at them. Yeah.
And they're fucking. Why are all the animals fucking?
Whoa. Yeah. All right. We got this.
Okay.
Got this. Easy. It's like a glove.
Oh, 1059 live from the zoo.
The zoo, baby.
An on the go episode.
Yeah, and then it turns out it's the art. All right. That's how you make an intro.
That's true. All right. Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay. A 1, a 2, a 3, a play.
And we're live! Fuck FMers! It's 1059 Sex FM. It's JoJo Candles, and we are live at the zoo, and I'm joined today by my producer. Say what up to the folks.
What up, folks? It's Bianca Billingsley.
Looking great as always, Bianca. That's maybe why we hired you. And Bianca, we're live at the zoo. In between 24 hours straight of Bon Jovi. Which, to be honest, that was Bianca, our first Beyond Jovi song. And I'm already sick of them. Oh my God, these
One
guys.
song, I'm done with it. He's not a cowboy. I mean, come on.
He proclaimed it. His six strings not loaded. So this is we might have to tap in here because, my God, let's get a real music. But anyways, we're live at the zoo in between our 24-hour Bon Jovi marathon. Isn't that right, Bianca?
1059 Sex FM is your producer, Bianca Billingsley. As you know me, I like to be ambitious, and we're taking our show on the road to the zoo. We bought a zoo, people.
We spent daddy's money at the zoo. No, we're just walking around here. And look at this shit over here. There's two monkeys, Bianca. Fucking look at them. They're like wrestling or some shit.
I love monkeys. Oh.
That bitch loves monkeys. That's
Oh my
Bianca,
God, look. Two rhinos.
You're just adorable. Ooh, Bianca, you're smart too. Yeah, that is indeed two rhinoceros. This is actually what they're called. But close enough there, sweetie.
Two boobies.
No, those are lions. But you're doing. It's at the zoo. We're singing Bon Jovi.
Why are there two bird? There's two of everything. Why are there not more?
Math. Good
Why are there not more? The
Probably
zoo in Egypt is weird.
Yeah, it's probably because of like Egyptians or something like that,
There's no
Bianca. And
sunlight. It's like really, really
whoa,
dark.
and that's crazy. We do seem to be floating, folks, here at 105.9 Sex FM, the
I
home of
I
classic rock and
I took
orchestral
my
music.
I took my Molly too recently. I can't be floating right now.
And yeah, that's and what kind of zoo is this here, Bianca?
I read it was the Ark Zoo, the Noah's Ark Zoo.
Oh my God, you dumb sexy bitch.
Like to think deep down that it's canon, like it's the zoo, and it's like there's two of everybody, but there's two humans, and like JoJo Candles and Bianca Billingsley are the
Yeah,
Adam and Eve of it all.
potentially. Noah and his son.
Oh,
It's crazy. The Bible's crazy, honestly. It's like there were Adam and Eve, then there were Cain and Abel, and then there were thousands of people in a
just
blink
like
of an
that.
eye.
I like to think
We'll get into
Bianca Billingsley is like a New Jersey Seven. I've got a spray tan,
it.
big,
Yeah, that seems
the bras
in
showing.
line with the producer of our fictional radio show. Characters, by the way, that we are portraying, not our.
That's not our actual
We're not
personas.
misogynists or bimbos.
Well,
It's to be decided. You can't judge it off of that opening skit.
oh no, for sure. Please don't. That would be
Read,
rude and crass of you to do so.
drink deeper from our wells before you make that decision.
You need some holy water in your life.
Ooh, yes, and some snetty Sprites too.
Let's. Can you believe that when they eat a cracker, they think they're eating the body of Jesus, like it turns into his
It's
flesh in there?
it's fucked up. It's a horror movie that they had in their church in that church there.
Oh man, all of
But it's fine. That's I mean even atheism is fucking fucked up and crazy a little bit. So it's a but this is a pernicious talk today. If I
good
may
word.
be so erudite, that
Good
we are
word.
talking theology because we have us a movie dealing with the higher power,
Exactly.
and he asks questions.
He asks questions all the fucking time.
Yeah, of his bravest soldiers, his toughest questions, like
God gives
these,
God gives his toughest questions to his bravest soldiers.
like these.
Yes, of course. First question. Do you like
Thank you, God.
do you like sequels to Jim Carrey movies where usually like the plot is just like, like he can't say yes or he
Yeah,
can't say
no,
no or he is God. He can't tell a
you're
lie.
right, God. That is a difficult question. No, I don't really. That's not normally my jam.
Wow, you answered that question really easily actually.
Yeah, thank you. I'm tough. That's how tough I am.
You're a brave one. Brave soul.
Thank you. I needed that today.
Next question. Do you like Genesis 6:14?
I am fascinated by the book and the band.
Oh
It is
yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And lastly, why are you smiling like that? Why?
I ready
you,
for a question.
you're just so. I'm so
I like
happy.
questions.
I'm so happy for questions.
I love questions.
Oh, I know you do. I know you really do.
It's the
Last
best.
question. Do you like a riveting Congress scene?
Ooh. Yeah. If it's riveting, indeed.
Yeah, like West Wing style.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
like Hey Arnold when they go to Congress.
Sure. I must have missed that episode where Hey
That's
Arnold goes to
riveting.
Congress. You ever do
And it's
Boys
riveting.
State when you were in high school? Or it was like
No.
a government thing and you went to
We had
Helena?
Yeah, a kid in my debate class went there last year and debated or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if you've answered yes to liking sequels of Jim Carrey movies where the premises is just like him saying he can't say, or he can't say no, or he can't lie, or he's God. If you like riveting Congress scenes.
And one other thing.
Wait, what was the second question I even asked? Oh, Genesis 6:14. You've come to the right place. This is the good, the bad, and the mighties.
Movies. No,
Mighties.
and the deities.
The DTs. And this week we watched a film from 2007.
That old, huh?
Evan Almighty.
Is this our oldest film we've ever done, Brandon?
No, not even close.
Oh.
Not even close.
That's
Morbius is our oldest.
It might be our holiest. No, you're right. That's Morbius as well.
The Gods Must Be Crazy is holier than this.
Holier than thou. I think.
Yes, then art thou.
Then art thou. Doest thou what you may. I heard a rumor though, Brandon, about this movie. This is just to get ahead of it all. I know a little bit of background about this movie. Part of why I think it ended up on our list is its crazy ass backstory, and part of the crazy ass backstory is I believe this movie didn't have a director. Is that right, Brandon?
There's a reason it made it into Manic March, and it's because this movie's got beers.
Oh fuck! So it doesn't have a director. You're right.
I've got a mini orange Fanta. It's such a small little can. Look at it. Look at it.
Yeah, you keep sipping on that thing. Is there a codeine in there? You have the mannerisms of a lean sipping rapper who hates women. Is there lean in there, Brandon?
There's no lean in here. I've got the mannerisms of a lean sipping rapper who hates women.
Yeah, must just be your natural personality. I have got good crystal clear Diet Coke over here, so
that's really clear. Yeah.
Yeah, we love Diet Coke. Good for your health is what Diet Coke says.
It helps with jaw pain, I've heard.
It's good for the cat to play with.
Strengthens your teeth. Yeah. Well, this movie does have a director. You heard wrong. Whoever your source was, kick him in the ball sack.
Sorry, Seth.
Our director today. I want to hear his horoscope. I want to hear Seth's horoscope.
I know.
Remember when he said he couldn't do instruction manuals or start shirts?
Yeah.
And he had to do strategies.
He wasn't even doing strategies.
Oh man, our director today is Tom Shadyac. Shadyac?
Shadyac. Tom Shady. I think it's Shady. I think you got it right.
And he's done like all of your favorite films I've ever heard of. He's done Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. He's done The Nutty Professor.
That's right.
He did Liar Liar.
Ooh.
He did Patch Adams.
Yeah.
Dragonfly.
Mm-hmm.
He did Bruce Almighty. He did.
There it is.
I Am.
Cool.
And he did Brian Banks. Cool.
Weird. Haven't heard of that one.
I haven't either. But I mean, that's like all your favorite movies all mashed into one.
It's a good run, probably commercially speaking. Those do seem like a good run of the hits for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
Comedy grossers.
And then a returning writer.
Comedies. No way.
Steve Odekirk. Do you remember what we did for Steve Odekirk?
He directed Uncle Boonley, Who Can Recall His Past Lives. I mean, he wrote it.
He's not a Pitchapong Warrianther. What's his last name?
We're Answer the Call.
Or Answer the Call. No, Steve Odekirk is Ace Ventura, Pet Detective 1 and 2. When Nature Calls is what we did. But he's also done 6 episodes of NCIS, 10 episodes of Royal Pains. He did 4 episodes of Monk.
Oh, Shalhoub.
We
it's
love
a jungle out there.
He did the Nutty Professor 1 and 2, Patch Adams. He did Bruce Almighty. He did Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, the animated one.
Famously, for the kids of America. Whoa, for the kids of America.
Whoa.
Famously. Whoa.
Yeah, famously. Also famously one of the first ever Best Animated Picture noms with Shrek and Monsters, Inc. Those three.
He's a boy genius.
He is a boy genius. He also he also wrote Cowboys and Aliens, the Daniel Craig one.
Yeah.
And then if you remember this from Devin's birthday episode when we did Ace Ventura 2, because you guys got a kick out of this, he did that whole mini series of movies that were based on Thumb. So Thumbtanic, Bat Thumb, the Blair Thumb Project, Frank and Thumb, and the God Thumber.
Why did he do that?
I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know.
But a good returner. I see. Yes. I didn't ever watch this opening of his movie.
You never did, huh? That was 5 months
ago. In fact, I'm protesting it now.
Oh, why are you protesting?
Prisoners.
You're protesting it because of prisoners, or you're protesting prisoners?
I'm protesting it because the movie Prisoners was not nominated for Best Picture at the 2012 Oscars.
I love Prisoners. You know I love Prisoners.
Yeah, so that's why.
Okay. Other writers. There's 3 writers to this. Next is Joel Cohen.
What?
With an H, Cohen.
That's how they get you.
And he's done Hot Money. He did Sister Sister. He did Monster Mash, the movie.
Oh, God.
You just turn a song into a movie?
It's been done before.
It has been.
Purple Rain.
You're right. It has been done. He wrote fucking Toy Story.
Fuck.
He wrote Money Talks. He wrote Cheaper by the Dozen. Let's see. He wrote Garfield 1 and 2. So he's a returner. Daddy Day Camp and The Inseparables.
Ooh, he seems bad outside of Toy Story.
Yeah, right. And I like Cheaper by the Dozen. Good little family comedy. Marina loves Cheaper by the Dozen.
It's yeah.
It is a yeah, you're right. And then our last writer is Alex Sokolow. And he's done the same stuff as Joel Cohen, but he did not do Hot Money or Sister Sister. But he did do 26 episodes of the Arsenio Hall show. He did I Am Jane Doe. And he did the Magic Arch 3D.
Oh, art thing going on.
No,
that's why they brought in. Well, they brought in an Arch boy. Shush me on my own show.
105.9 Sex FM.
Yeah, this is my domain.
Jojo Candles would stab somebody if they shushed him.
Oh man, with one of his several knives he keeps glued to him.
With his
strapped, glued. Yeah, with the scythe he keeps glued to him.
Remember in Skyscraper when the Rock had a sword taped to his back? Like, where did you get that sword?
Who knows?
Fucking Excalibur in the VR room.
It couldn't be the star of this cast, who I believe, rumor, and this might be debunked now because it was the same person who told me this movie didn't have a director, but someone told me this movie didn't have any actual actors in it.
It does. I mean, aside from God Almighty himself.
Stupid Seth.
It was Seth again. Seth's just being you lies about Evan Almighty. He actually just texted me.
He's an atheist. What did he say?
It was a link to a video that says, "Remember when Iron Man did this? Hashtag Spooderman."
Spooderman.
So
thanks. Thank you, Seth. But not thank you for
the info.
For the info.
Didn't you say you chipped your tooth recently?
That was a while ago. It's not Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it. Tune into the YouTube at 20:05 to see Lucas's chipped tooth.
It adds character
I think it
to an
does.
otherwise horrifically ugly face.
No.
No, it looks gross.
Our cast, just up and coming as a lead actor. Our main man is Steve Carell.
Thank goodness it's not Jimothy.
And returning from a very small, we'll get into it, sequel / spinoff kind of thing. You've also got Morgan Freeman returning and reprising his role as God. You've got Lauren Graham from Parenthood and Gilmore Girls fame.
Doing a girl parent thing in this one.
You've got kids of Johnny Simmons, Graham Phillips, and Jimmy Bennett. And then other big roles for John Goodman.
Jesus Christ.
No, he was not Jesus Christ. Wanda Sykes.
Lucifer.
Wanda Christ. John Michael Higgins.
John the Baptist.
Same year as Superbad. Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill. Early Jonah Hill. Jonah the Whale.
Yeah.
And the Whale.
Molly Shannon. Superstar fame.
Mary Magdalene.
Reporter Ed Helms.
Solomon.
Jon Stewart just playing himself on the TV. That was just Jon Stewart.
A role we love.
And then a very small role for a guy that keeps coming up in our podcast, Dean Norris, the guy who plays Hank from Breaking Bad. Dean Norris keeps showing. I thought about making for our bracket, making like an award where it was like our
that guy award.
No, like our MVP, like a Cecil B. DeMille award of TGTBTM, where it's like this year we're gonna honor fucking Josh Duhamel or Emma Roberts for all their hard work they put in these we've done here.
James Wynn.
James
Wynn. A Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, pretty much. For
the kids, I gave them a practice ACT question essay thing, and there was a Cecil B. DeMille thing in there, and they were like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "You're not allowed to ask that." And I'm like, "But he's like a silent movie director." And they're like, "How do you know that?" I was like, "Cause I fucked your mom, kid."
Whoa! You said that?
I said that to the kid.
And did you do it too?
No, I couldn't back it up.
Yeah, you don't have the receipts.
You're like, don't know that, though.
Here's a picture of your mother.
Yeah. Fuck you, and that's my son.
I mean, you're the trivia guy, so of course you knew that.
And I am. That is my rep, as well as being the bad-looking guy.
No, the chipped tooth guy.
Yeah.
So a plot for Evan Almighty. God contacts Congressman Evan Baxter and tells him to build an ark in preparation for a great flood. Sound familiar? Kind of sounds like the plot for Dalming.
Yeah. The ark story is always an interesting one. It is, of course, the antithesis, the thesis of my atheism, my departure from the Christian doctrine, brief as it was as a 6-year-old, 5-year-old sort of kid. Because I, of course, asked, how would the American bison get to Israel or Egypt, wherever the ark was? They said God, and I said, not good enough, baby.
I mean, it's a great question to pose. You got to think logically about it.
You can't just tell me it's magic, because then I think it's bullshit. Because you fucking tell me Santa's magic, you tell me fairies are magic, you tell me God's magic, I'm gonna lump it all together.
You tell me sex is magic.
Tell me sex is magic, and then I'm gonna not believe in it. They should have told me sex was magic.
They should have told you that, and then you wouldn't have been just coming all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had all those kids in high school.
Well, how about some history? And we're not talking history of God and the Bible and the earth. We're talking history of Evan Almighty.
I heard Seth told me that there was no history for this movie.
You're right.
He's right. There's no history for this movie.
No, there's a bunch of history. Seth was wrong.
Seth.
Evan Almighty is a 2007 American fantasy comedy film that is a spin-off and sequel of Bruce Almighty from 2003. Much of the concept of the script and the amazing ArcAlmighty.com project it resulted in is based on the work of author and church planter Stephen Sjogren. At the time, the screenwriters were fascinated with Sjogren's book, Conspiracy of Kindness, and at the end of the film, Sjogren is mentioned as a creative consultant in the credits. Originally conceived as a direct sequel to Bruce Almighty, with Jim Carrey reprising his role from the original, Robert Florsheim and Josh Stolberg's script, The Passion of the Ark, attracted high bids in Hollywood in 2004 and was eventually bought out by Sony. Director Tom Shadyac, who was a part of a failed Universal bid for the script, suggested to Sony that they partner to rework the project as a sequel to Bruce Almighty, with Carrey indicating he would consider returning. Writer Steve Odekirk rewrote the script, but Carrey eventually bailed on the project in 2005 along with Jennifer Aniston. And Shadyac stayed on, though, when Steve Carell, whose stardom had risen after the success of The 40-Year-Old Virgin and the emergence of The Office, he agreed to star in this film, reprising his role of Evan Baxter, this time as the lead character instead of co-anchor in the Bruce Almighty prequel.
I could have guessed that Carrey was bailed on the sequel. But it was interesting that it was like a completely separate project from some Christian weirdos that they kind of worked into a Bruce Almighty IP.
Yeah, right? ArcAlmighty.com. Interesting.
That is interesting. Not our most interesting, that's probably the Monsters truck. Writing
for sure.
Written by one of many. But interesting
written by a 6-year-old, yeah. And you're probably thinking, why is this an installment in Manic Mart?
Yeah.
It's because it's budget time. And I'm upset that Seth and Devin are not here to guess with you because I know that you know about Evan Almighty.
I know of its fame and fortune.
Sure.
And maybe not to the dollar though. So the game is live.
But we bring Seth and Devin on, and any casual movie fan, and you watch this, and you're like, okay, there's definitely animals, and there's some big names, and there's some CGI with the
$35 million movie. Yeah,
you'd be like, at most, it's gonna max at 60. What do you think the budget of this film is?
I believe it's north of that. I'm gonna guess 150 million, and that might be low.
It's north of that. This movie cost in 2007 $175 million to make. At the time,
that's fucked up.
It was the most expensive comedy film ever made until 2012, when the release of Men in Black 3 came out. So 175 million is just absolutely absurd for a family comedy.
That's fucked up. Yeah, you think 60 max is probably a good bet. Jesus Christ.
And I'm sure Seth probably told you that 150 so that he got the point now.
Fucking, you're right. He did whisper it. Sweet nothing to send that number.
But it opened in June 22nd, 2007.
Big weekend.
Post 4th of July weekend. It's a sequel. You've still got Morgan Freeman in here. What do you think this movie made opening
weekend? People are at the barbecue. It was 4th of July weekend. I think this had a big showing. I'm going to say the weekend. I'm going to say that this is a $32 million opening.
I almost could round it. You're so close. No. It's 31.2.
Oh, so close.
So close to 2 points. Yeah, eat it, Seth. Which is a great opening weekend. Probably opened at 1 or 2.
Ostensibly. Yeah.
And then how about US and Canada total?
30. I think it's a blockbuster. I think it legs out 120.
Seth wins. It's $100.5 million.
4th of July weekend buoyed it, I guess, at the opening.
Yeah. And then lastly, worldwide, does China love God movies?
China hates God, I think was a saying by Ronald Reagan. I'm gonna say 280. God loves it. China loves
Seth
God.
wins.
That's
It's
bad.
174.4. So it
Not as
was
much as I thought.
600K less than its budget. So that's a flop.
It's a flop.
A flop.
Marketing, God, tithing. You have to tithing this movie,
Tithe.
and then you
Flop.
gotta crank the flop Great Bleep style.
Crank it.
Yeah,
Crank it up. Crank it up.
flop it out.
And then
Yeah, there you go. Flop it. Oh no! Flop it. Oh no! Don't stay down. My flop. Yeah.
so 175. I mean, it does feel like a blockbuster. It feels like one where it was going to make its
Well,
returns, and then yet it didn't.
let me tuck it in under the desk here. There
Yeah,
we go.
flip it up, flip the flop up into your waistband.
Yeah, that's in the waistband now.
Okay, good. And now it's tagline time.
This movie has taglines.
Yeah, and I'll let you guess how many taglines there are. If you're within 8, you.
Within 8. I'm gonna guess a 12 taglines.
You're within 8. It's 6.
Yes. Let's go, Seth.
First one, a comedy of biblical proportions.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good tagline, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Next one, it's a kind of a command. You like this one? Just Evan, help us.
Evan, help us. I do like a command. Although I like a command directed more to me and less towards Evan. But it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, one that feels like one that we would come up with, flooding into cinemas soon.
That's a Seth tagline.
Next one, why are all these animals following Evan Baxter? God only knows.
Bad tagline. That's a bad one. Are they following him?
And they just stole a Beach Boys song title. God only knows. They weren't allowed to do that.
That's Devery.
Next,
That's
number 5. God has a grand design. ... Guess who has to build it?
Evan does.
And then the last one here is meet God's new chosen one and his flock.
Oh, and his flock and Mala.
Meet
Icky. I don't want it. Meet Lumpy.
Meet Lumpy. He's a down on his luck Wookie. Meet Mala. Do you think
sexy housewife?
Do you think Chewie and Mala were on the Ark?
Ooh. No, it's only God's creatures. Those two are of the devil or other.
One of my favorite things still is like they call Chewie because it's short for Chewbacca, but like he and Lumpy are just Itchbaka and Lumpbaka.
Malabaka.
Malabaka is pretty good actually, but Itchbaka and Lumpbaka are so funny.
Itchbaka, itchy. He's itchy.
That movie had to have made us. That should have belonged in Manic March.
It before it even knew.
You're right. So taglines of our own. Like I said, flooding into cinemas soon really feels like one that we would come up with, and I think several of these are pretty good actually.
They're not bad. They're down the aisle puns.
Yeah.
How about the blood of Christ tastes sweeter with popcorn?
I was gonna say grab your popcorn and hammers. We both had a popcorn themed tagline.
Yeah, and Christ. He died. He fucking died for our sins. The least you can do is watch our movie. ...
He fucking died for our sins.
Fucking died for our sins.
Now watch our goddamn movie.
Watch our fucking movie. God damn it.
Fucking bastard. God damn it. Watch our goddamn fucking movie.
Why are all of these animals following Evan Baxter?
That's a good one.
Thank you.
God only knows.
God only knows. Only God knows.
No, I think we need to do the fucking one. I think that's
a
our
good tagline.
Yeah, let's do that one. And then
Let's put asses in seats.
Fact time.
Malabaka facts.
Arc facts.
Evan all facty.
Faction of the Christ.
Oh, the book of facts.
What about I'm trying to think of more religious things.
John the Factist.
Oh, John the Factist is actually really good.
So he's just the guy who spits facts.
What about I don't want to lose your facts tonight?
That's pretty good. Isn't it? Little Eddie Money in the house. No, that's Your Love. That's outfield.
Yeah, that's the outfield.
That's outfield. It's either that or John the Factist.
Josie's on a vacation far away.
These are the factations.
Come around and fact it over.
That's pretty good.
I think that's what we should. Josie's on a factcation far away.
Yeah, come around and fact it over.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, John the Factist. That you were.
How about this? John the Factist is on a vacation far away.
There we go. I don't want to fact your love tonight.
Yeah. John the Factist on a vacation far away. Come around and fact it over, number one.
Yeah, I love when we do a song-based one.
Yeah.
I don't know what made me think of that either. It's just like
it was good. I may have muddled it, but it's good.
How many facts do you think we have? As long as you're within 8, you get the point.
9.
Oh, we have 10.
Oh, I forgot to count the nominations. I knew it was 10.
First is that the real animals were paired 2 by 2, but many of them were actually same-sex animal couples. And this was for safety reasons, as a bull elephant was considered a safety risk, so 2 females were used. With giraffes, males can be friendly. Pairs of male giraffes were used, but they did not want an elephant that they couldn't stop.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And also humping.
And humping. Yeah, you got to watch out for the humping, because then it's not a kid-safe movie.
And they're flopping dongs everywhere.
Oh, yeah, you got to flop. Next, the American Humane Society oversaw the 100 species of animals that were used in the film. In scenes including both predators and prey, the animals were digitally added to ensure their safety. So when you think about having people on set for over 100 different species of animals, you're like, okay, that is going to cost a pretty penny.
A penny.
I knew you were gonna do
it. You're right. That is adding to the mysterious cost. I don't think we're quite there yet all the way though.
Addington 2.
Addington 3 in Peru.
Ooh. Next, just like the studio version of the movie Titanic from 1997, the Ark was only finished on one side. While the starboard side had hull planking and painted detail, the port side was left rough. So, I mean, why do the whole thing if only part of it's going to be on the camera anyway? And it was 175 million anyway, so let's save our costs.
Well, a perfectionist, maybe Shadyak is not.
You could be right there.
Other things he may be.
At around 1 hour, when God takes the form of a waiter, the name tag on his shirt reads Almighty.
That's God. He's Jehovah.
Ooh, Jehovah's
He's Morgan Freeman's boss. Yeah, that's right.
Next, when a plot, why what a weird fact that IMDb had. It's like coy with it. Why apply time-consuming makeup twice? For distant shots, an Evan double was used. Like, why are you doing this to me?
That is a little. They sold the fact. Yeah.
The double wore a realistic life-cast latex mask of Steve Carell, complete with attached hair and full beard.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
To be that ugly.
To be or not to be. That ugly. That is the question.
Ugly. Uglier than me, almost.
No, couldn't be.
Yeah.
Next, the movie was filmed in Virginia in the hottest part of the summer. So hot, in fact, that more than one extra fainted from sun exposure.
Or Jesus willies. They got the Jesus willies.
Oh, you're right.
Happens all the time.
I also was like, I was reading a fact where they were like, it was so hot, but all the grass. It was another one of these fucking coy ones. They're like, but all the grass is so green. How do they do it? It's called AstroTurf. I was like, shut the fuck up.
That's a bad fact. Yeah.
Cool. You use turf. I don't care.
Use turf. Wow. Amazing.
Next, in keeping with the environmental themes of Evan Almighty, this film became NBC Universal's first film to offset production's carbon emissions. The environmentally minded production purchased bicycles for film crew members from a business near where the location filming was underway. Therefore, almost no crew drove cars while running errands across the expansive set areas. And then, after calculating the complete carbon emissions, they planted a total of 2,050 trees to offset the carbon footprint.
Extremely noble, I think, at the time. And this is where the legend I had heard of this movie had grown, because this might be part of your other facts, but I had heard that Mr. Shadyac had like a fucking stroke between the makings of Bruce Almighty and Evan Almighty, and in between became like this fucking eco nut job, and swore he would only make Evan Almighty if it would become a carbon neutral movie, which was not financially solvent at the time, which clearly ballooned the budget, I think, added to these budget costs. Because they had to put in the fucking trees.
And buying 400 bicycles for people.
It's I mean, like I said, I think it's extremely noble of him, but also fucking crazy. That's insane. That's crazy. Everyone has to ride bikes everywhere you go now for the next 3 months or whatever.
Honestly, I didn't even know that he had
but crazy.
The stroke thing is news to me. I didn't even find that in my research, so that's hilarious.
That's what I heard. Yeah, and like he sold everything and like lived in a trailer in the desert or something.
Oh, but did Seth tell you that?
Seth might have told me that. I'll confirm.
So yeah, crazy stuff. Yeah, and I like how they didn't actually make the production carbon neutral. They were like, "Fuck, there's so much carbon now. We gotta offset it. We gotta plant so many trees."
Hella trees. Hella trees.
You find anything?
He fell off a bicycle accident. He had a bicycle accident.
I'm surprised he trusted bikes.
He sold the bulk of his possessions, opened a homeless shelter, sold his mansion, moved to a trailer park in Malibu, simplified his life. Yeah, it seems like it's in line with what I was saying.
Huh, okay. 3 more facts. At around 3 minutes, Molly Shannon, the real estate agent's name is Eve Adams, a reference to Even Adam.
Eva from Wally.
And
that was a clever tip of the hat to them. That's right.
That came out a year later. This is a nod to a Pixar film that'll come out next year.
Yeah, the production notes. Yeah.
Next, at around 14 minutes, the phone number on the wood delivery trucks, 800 Go for Wood or 800-464-9663, refers to God telling Noah to make the ark out of gopher wood. But the phone number was at the time a working number to promote the movie. As of 2018, the number is valid, and dialing it returns a reorder tone, almost known as the fast busy tone or the congestion tone. Why are you telling me the names of all the different kinds of tones?
Those different tones. Ridiculous.
We've always called numbers on here, so I'm going to call this.
Go call the Noah Ark number.
The Noah Ark. No, I'm calling Gopherwood. 800-464-9663. Let's see.
Live on it.
We're sorry. The number you've dialed at NBC Universal is not in service. To reach the Universal Studios operator, hang up and dial 818-777-1000. If you're calling for Universal Music, hang up and dial 310-865-5000. This is a recording.
It's a sad day.
But what about 1-800-SPANK-ME?
Like an all-time moment. So RIP the 1-800 number there. And
but if you wanted to write down those other numbers, if you needed to contact them for royalty music,
rewind.
Or I can't even remember the other thing for the directory. Yeah, rewind. Call those numbers.
They want you to
go for wood. Lastly, we've got nominations.
This movie?
This movie. There's not a lot. 3 different things. At the International Film Music Critics Awards, it was a nominee for Best Original Score for a Comedy for John Debney. At the Golden Trailer Awards, it was a nominee for the Best Comedy Poster for The Ant Farm. I guess that's who made the poster.
Oh, yeah.
And the ASCAP Film and Television Music Awards, it was the winner for top box office films for John Debney for the music. So they liked the music.
In a comedy.
In a comedy.
In the comedy qualifier. Yeah. Or high box office.
So that's going to end our John the Factors was on vacation far away. Come around and back it over.
Beautiful. In sync.
Yeah, you weren't behind me at all.
Yeah.
So, Nicole?
She thinks she is which biblical figure? Job? She convinced she's Job?
I don't know anything about Job. All I know is Job from Arrested Development.
I'm fairly sure Job was the guy who had kids and he loved his kids. And then God came down and he's like, "Do you love me?" And then he's like, "Yeah." And then God fucking killed his kids. And then Job's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sad." And God's like, "You still love me?" And he's like, "Yes." And God's like, "Hooray, you passed the test." And then he left.
So God came down and killed Nicole Kidman's Kidman?
Kids, man. Kids, man.
God comes down and kills Nicole Kidman's kids, man. But instead of saying that she's a believer, she goes on a quest to kill God.
Ooh. Yeah, in a kill God kind of way.
Yeah, where she's trying to kill God.
Yeah, climbing the stairway to heaven.
But she's afraid of heights, so she doesn't really go that far. With a sword taped to her, glued to her, back. With a scythe glued to her back.
Yeah. She goes, there goes Job Kidman.
Job Kidman climbs it, gets up there, and then is killed immediately. She doesn't stand a chance.
She doesn't get past the pearly gates.
Well, she couldn't get the scythe off. She used crazy glue. She didn't use Elmer's.
Yeah. She ripped off her own back hair.
Oh, man. Rest in peace.
Of which there was plenty.
Nicole Kidman and her kids, man.
And kids, man. God took them.
Yeah. Well, I think that's as good a time as any. Should we get into a mighty?
Movie?
Oh, a movie. A movie.
Maybe?
Mighty. Movie.
Seamless. Yeah, Tom Shadyak's fucking crazy.
I did not know that information. That's great.
Which, more power to him.
More
power to him. I think more people should be like him, but it is crazy. All righty. I will see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah.
With Devo.
Devin.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Later, Brandino.
Later.